Hello.
And welcome to
The Champagne Room Secrets Podcast. I'm Candi / Barbie.
I'm Kitty.
And today we're dressed totally normal.
It's just a casual look. We've been rocking a lot of casual looks. We should probably step it up.
To start out the episode, I brought you a gift.
What?
Yeah, I have a gift for you.
Didn't.
I did.
Yay.
This is the new Empress gin. I tried to order it for Kitty the other night at their housewarming paint party, but it did not come. So.
That's so beautiful.
Isn't it so
Thank you.
And I also made a drink with it.
Ah, look at that color. That's so fun. I'm not sure if they're able to see.
Yeah,
But
it's like a
it's
really
red.
pretty red color. It's rose and elderflower, and I used the elderflower fever tree tonic.
Ooh.
Try it, give it a whirl.
Wow.
Is
They
that-
did a great job.
Isn't that super yum?
I'm excited for this in the springtime. Let me try that. Last time I did that, I almost choked.
Kitty, why are we dressed like Candyland today? I'm a lollipop princess.
Is the sugar plum baby gumdrop? What are their names?
I think it's the gumdrop
Is there
princess.
one that's purple? That's me.
Okay, so I want to start this thing where, well, because we're called the Champagne Room Secrets Podcast, I want us to talk about our champagne secret of the week, which is kind of like maybe like a white lie, kind of like a secret, but not like gonna destroy our lives. Just like a little like, I ate my twin in the womb. That's not true. I would be so sad. I've always wanted a twin. I think there should be two of me.
I think if there are two of you, we'd have some serious problems.
Or the answers. You go first, because I want to hear about, because you teased what yours was.
Did tease it.
I want to hear about it.
I've turned into a late to things gay, and the thing I'm most late to is coming here for this. But I was late because I was talking to someone. I was on Seeking, which we'll talk about soon. I was messaging with someone. They reached out to me, and they were getting into their kinks, because I do mention that on the profile just because I feel like that's the main way
Yeah.
conversations will start.
Uh-huh.
And he said, well, I have a very specific interest. And I said, okay.
Okay.
And he said, have you ever heard of human toilet slavery?
Say what now?
I said, yes.
Yeah.
Why? And he said, would you be open to that? And I thought about stopping the conversation, but then I'm like, we've got an episode today. Are you interested in giving or receiving? And this is the make or break question. Thank God he said receiving.
Ugh.
And so we talked about it, but he's like getting a little too excited. I don't like how this is going.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I didn't realize that you're a pro. I didn't mention it because we were on this site. And he's like, that's so cool. I've seen these providers in your area for this specific thing. And I'm like,
Oh, references.
why are you on Seeking? Just keep on hiring providers. I think he just really wants someone who's willing but not experienced.
Yeah.
But eventually we got to the point where he's providing compensation for digital entertainment.
Okay, so we sent you money.
I mean, Amazon gift card, but that's fine. But I was so dehydrated. Like, I was sitting there trying for a while.
Yeah.
For a while. And it was to the point where you're trying and your stomach hurts.
Yeah.
I like chugged water, did what I could, but he was like, I'm waiting. And I'm like, I'm
waiting.
I'm late because I couldn't piss for this photo set.
You looked at your urethra. You said, go piss, girl. And your urethra looked up and said, no, girl. So that was your secret.
Yeah, my secret was I was late because I couldn't piss.
So my secret is that I bought us TikTok followers and views.
Why
And
would
likes.
you admit it?
Because it's so funny.
It's not a secret. You did tell me.
It's a secret for them.
This is the one clip that doesn't go on TikTok.
I'm going to put it on TikTok. I don't care. Anyway, so that's my champagne secret for the week.
What's your champagne secret? Don't tell us.
Comment below. So we are going to cover a few things related to sugaring, aka sugar dating. Because whenever I was like Googling sugaring, it was like the hair removal process, which is not what we're talking about. Seeking, we've talked about now a few times, is a sugar dating website. It was called Seeking Arrangement at one point.
Then there's What's Your Price? Their like little cousin.
I've been on Seeking Arrangement, I think, or Seeking now. I saw on TikTok months ago that some woman, young woman, lady, was like, I mean, I don't know her gender, their gender, but it was not a girl. Women are not girls. Girls are not women. I just don't like that. Anyways,
No. I agree. I'm just waiting.
And she was like, one of my life hacks, I don't know if she used that word, is that I just have a Seeking account with just like photos. I have it verified, whatever. She's like, I don't really go on it, but I've had it for years. And I just randomly get money and gifts from people because they connect with this service called Gift Me, which you can't get gifts from wherever, but I'm assuming they just partner with some brands. And so last week I got an email. Someone just sent me $300.
Gift you, baby.
It was just like store credit for the service.
Ugh.
And the service carries one of my favorite sex toy brands, LaWand.
I've never talked to someone who actually got something through the service.
Yeah, same. And this is super weird because I immediately wrote him and was like, oh my gosh, that is so generous. Like, thank you so much. Like, you know, what's your deal? Let's chat. And so I gave him my burner number. He texted me during my birthday weekend, but I was like really busy. I just didn't get back to him for like 2 days. But then I texted him back after my weekend and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, it was my birthday weekend. Like, tell me about yourself. He never texted me back. It's just a $300 treat for nothing. I mean, the thing ended up being like, they upcharge it. So it was about $200. So I have like $100 just on there.
Still.
I got this beautiful glittery rainbow wand, vibrating wand, you know, like a magic wand, but it's like rainbow and pretty. And it came with like a
cordless.
Yeah, it's cordless. It came with like, I'll show it. It was a glittery box. It came with a bunch of weird glitter shit, like glitter, like tattoos and like glitter gel for your like makeup and like nail polish. It was like a whole, it was a whole shebang.
Oh my God.
So I'm not like saying go do that, but I thought that was really funny. So dreams do come true.
It happens out there.
I have a definition I looked up on Wikipedia. Sugar dating, also called sugaring, is a pseudo-romantic, transactional, sexual relationship between an older wealthy person and a younger person.
I don't like the use of pseudo because you could.
That's true. Well, we're going to take this definition with a grain of salt. Yeah. But this is what Wikipedia says if you look it up. Payment can be received by way of money, gifts like designer goods, jewelry, support, or other material benefits in exchange for companionship or a dating-like relationship. The person who receives the gifts is called a sugar baby, while their paying partner is called a sugar daddy or sugar. It says sugar mama, MOMMA, and then in parentheses, also spelled sugar mama, MAMA.
Which would you write?
MAMA.
Yeah, I'm an MAMA mama.
Yeah, mama. Remember that guy was calling me like mommy during sex that one time?
I wasn't there.
You weren't? Where does the term sugar dating come from, Kitty?
Early when San Francisco was getting established, there was this big, beautiful woman named Alma who was a muse for a sculptor. And he created this giant sculpture based off of her, and it's in, I think, Union Square in San Francisco. This business magnate saw it and was like, who's she? His main business was sugarcane, and Big Alma got together, and she would call him her sugar daddy. She, like, coined the term sugar daddy because this big, wealthy capitalist who probably relied on slave labor.
Whoops. You know what I picture? I picture like a 6-foot-tall Mae West.
Oh my God.
Think about it. And they called her Big Alma. That was like her nickname.
Big Alma, the original giantess sugar baby.
I know. I was going to say. So we looked up some different people.
We're talking about like, what do we want to call them? Like influencers or educators regarding sugaring on social media?
Like sugar mentors, maybe?
Sugar mentors. They're in the lifestyle. They're in the business. And they're spreading the good word on the socials.
And they also sell courses sometimes. Or they have like maybe like a free PDF, but then like they'll offer like one-on-one coaching. It's honestly very like, not like fully MLM, but like a little bit like.
It's an interesting.
Because it's not like a recruiting style, but.
It's an interesting business model to stack on top of the business / lifestyle of sugaring.
I agree.
Sugar dating.
Yes.
Sugar babying.
Sugar babying. So I wanted to talk about the online creator Shera7. Shera7, aka Leticia Padua. I looked up a few different articles. I took some quotes from this Medium article about her, quoting her at 275,000 YouTube subscribers. I think she actually has closer to 500 now. Yeah, so she has over 500,000, and this was like a few years ago. But Shera7 goes live at least once a week to offer dating advice to her target audience, women with dating woes. However, Shera states plainly she is not a dating coach, but a financial coach. And the goal to make sure that women get what they want and need from the men that they want. So her clips started showing up for me when I was working at strip clubs. And I have a few I want to play for you because like a lot of it, first of all, she's like really fucking funny. And second of all, it's like legitimately good advice. Like some advice for dating is like stuff that I always tell people. It's like, don't let men treat you like shit and like give you the least when you give them the most. Like just basic kind of stuff. And so basically she has these lives on YouTube and then people take clips from it and like re-upload onto like TikTok and like Instagram reels and
Interesting.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much all her content is from lives where people are on there chatting with her. It's super, super interesting.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's like it's such a weird medium to have.
Yeah,
because it's not edited. It's like just well, I don't know, because she has other videos that maybe aren't as long. But yeah, that's kind of her.
Okay.
Thing.
But
so
I'm
here's
game.
some of her kind of funny ones.
If he ain't going to the ATM and handing you no money and paying your bills, then leave him right where he is, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Men love bomb and tell you lies in the beginning to sleep with you fast. They tell you everything you need to hear that you want to hear. But you need to hear that ATM going. That's what you need to hear, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
She's really into making the ATM sounds.
Don't be nice to him all the time. Always have an attitude and then be nice every once in a while. Make sure that he is continuously chasing you. Don't chase him.
I mean, it's a little manipulative, but also
don't always be available to him for sex. Don't cook, don't clean for him. Okay. Especially if you ain't even married.
Yeah.
Make him realize that you're the prize and always look so good that he knows you got options. So when you leave the house, he get a little nervous. All right. That's how you stay. That's how you keep him chasing and in love. Okay. Men love mean women.
Yeah. Honestly.
It's true. You're cooking and cleaning.
Oh, I'm doing all of that. But I don't agree with like everything that she says.
This is very interesting. So it's being marketed as not necessarily dating advice, but definitely financial advice.
Because she's kind of like, do not date for love. If you want that, fine. So she calls, and she's primarily speaking to Black women. That's like her audience.
Yeah. Okay.
And Black women are a group that are not treated well, like historically, and don't have the cushy, like, nuclear family, like even like a white stay-at-home mom lifestyle. And so she's kind of speaking to those women. And so she calls the men that you might be in love with dusties.
Especially in like the dating app era, the statistics have shown like the least popular on apps are Black women. And so like dating with intention and dating with more than just a love mindset is really interesting.
So right, it's not like advice that like I would really follow because I feel pretty confident in like the boundaries that I set for myself, and like I don't like if I'm seeing a man or women or whatever, like I don't really let anyone treat me like shit. But I do have people in my life where that has been something I've like counseled them on, you know, that like they've had, and I just like want to like send these videos. I've definitely reposted these videos, been like, oh, hope this person sees it. There's a few more.
What if I ask for something and he rejects me? I'm going to be humiliated. No, you're not. You're just going to be, you don't get humiliated when he rejects you. That's not your job. Your job is to ask for what you want, and if he doesn't get it, to get it from someone else. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
So that's kind of her catchphase. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Yeah.
So your marriage is a lie. You just said so. So everybody's marriage is a lie. Show me one marriage that ain't no lie. I'll wait.
Men like natural beauty want to feel his girlfriend was born a baddie. Well, we like natural money too. Like he was born into money, but you know, sometimes that don't happen. You got to go out and create it. Okay.
And this one's the last one, the last of the fun ones. But this is like the best advice ever.
They are not ignoring you. They're living life. You are sitting there waiting on them to pay attention to you. You know, that thing called life? They're doing things, working.
That's actually really important for just working on like insecurity.
Yeah. And so she has these like little nuggets. So she's silly and her advice is kind of dramatic, but she'll be like, how to get money from a man. And they're like, oh, they call you and they're like, I want to hang out. And they're like, oh, well, like, I wish I could hang out with you, but I just like really have to make money tonight. And like, I have to go into work because I have to like pay my bills. And like, I mean, maybe it's not like exactly sex work, but it's like getting money out of men for just like existing and like being pretty and desirable.
For entertaining them.
Exactly, for entertaining them. Like you would think like, okay, it seems people talk about online how she promotes a sugar lifestyle.
Yeah,
like,
that's the vibe I'm getting.
She's even like not even like a traditional housewife. She's like cooking, cleaning. No, like you are a goddess. Like you deserve to be paid for and worshipped. And if you can't find that, then whatever, get it from somewhere else.
But is she anti?
So to my dismay.
What? How?
Are women on OnlyFans trashy? Of course they are. What do you think? They're classy? Sprinkle, sprinkle, Crystal. Nah, I'm sorry. If you got to be trashy to make your money because you don't have any other way, you are what you are, you know?
Whoa.
You know it's trashy. Posing with a butt picture is trashy. You already know that. Have you ever seen any classy woman doing that?
We won't watch the whole thing because you get the gist.
Wow.
And this was the one I found recently.
Prostitutes are the lowest being on the earth. It can't get lower. Yeah, it can get lower. The man who pays her. Because she the one getting the money and he the one giving the money up. That's the low. The lowest form is the man who pays the prostitute. That's low. That means he got to pay her to even be in his presence. So if she's the lowest of the low, but he got to pay her to be in his presence, he's the lowest of the low.
This background music is like narrating your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
We didn't create that stuff. There wouldn't be prostitutes if there wasn't a high demand for sex from men who didn't want marriage. That's how prostitution began. A man who couldn't afford to get married, but only could afford a...
We're going to stop it there.
I'm just getting confused.
That's what I'm saying. I see these things and I'm like, you're telling me to withhold sex until I get provided for, but prostitutes are, not the lowest of the low, but the second lowest of the low.
Our clients.
The people like paying for your lifestyle. It's like you're not even promoting trad wife where you're like, I'm gonna be your household organizer. I'm gonna raise your kids. I'm gonna do the dishes. I'm gonna grocery shop. Like you're not even promoting being a trad wife. You're promoting literally being a glamour sugar baby, which is amazing. I like literally love that for you. But then to turn around and be like so like mind-blowingly whorephobic. Isn't that just fucking crazy?
It's interesting to think about her approach and not calling it sugaring and just normalizing it. I agree with a lot of things she says about like essentially what you're worth.
Yeah, it's like just seeing your value and not settling for what you think you deserve when you deserve so much more.
And understanding what you bring to the table and what you desire and finding a reasonable exchange while also having a nice time together.
She's like very like, not like against it, but she's like, oh, you're dating for love? You're stupid. What would you call it then? You're dating for money.
I think like currently what we would call it is sugar dating.
Yes.
Do I want to see a world in which it's just like doesn't have to be a thing and people are able to do this in relationships whenever and it doesn't have to be like categorized its own thing? Sure, dope. At the end of the day, it's just like blatantly whorephobic.
You are now like spreading whorephobia around and like making people think it's okay to think that while benefiting off of this kind of work.
Like the theme we're getting at is like doing this thing, whether you want to call it labor or not, is cool and fine. Just don't be a dick to people who call it work.
So I found this cool op-ed. It's called Whorephobia Affects All Women. It's by a sex worker, Thierry Schaffauser. So this is from her point of view. So I just wanted to read a few little excerpts because I think it kind of like summarizes my feelings pretty well. Whorephobia can be defined as the fear or the hate of sex workers. Sex workers like me would argue that it also embraces paternalistic attitudes that deem us as a public nuisance, spreaders of disease, offenders against decency, or unskilled victims who don't know what is good for them and who need to be rescued.
Yeah.
The whore stigma is a way to control women and to limit their autonomy, whether it is economic, sexual, professional, or simply freedom of movement. Women are brought up to think of sex workers as bad women. It prevents them from copying and taking advantage of the freedoms sex workers fight for, like the occupation of nocturnal and public spaces, or how to impose a sexual contract in which conditions have to be negotiated and respected. Whorephobia operates as a way of controlling and policing women's behavior, just as homophobia does for men. I was like, damn, I wish I was that smart.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, whorephobia is harmful to agency, period.
But you just see how it has influenced culture and work and like all these like beautiful things. And yet you have people like Shera 7 who are just like, oh, these whores, fuck them.
Basically going from someone who's like promoting like a sugar dating lifestyle, but not calling it that, and then being like, fuck you.
Fuck all you dumb, trashy whores, I believe were the exact words.
To quote, I wanted to look at other people who are like intentionally like mentors regarding sugar dating.
Love.
The main person that stuck out to me when we were talking about the topic was Sugarbbcoach. So on Instagram, it's sugar_bb_coach.
Yeah, I follow her. Yeah.
And her tagline's like, your spicy worker bestie.
Yeah.
She posts a lot of like travel stuff. She'll post dates with clients, I guess. I don't know what language she would use. And she'll post like cash stacks. She does a lot of like POV trending audio things, but it's all about the lifestyle. And then in the comments on her Instagram, she drives you to DM her for coaching, for courses, for workshops, what have you. I haven't done that. I'm kind of interested in asking. I'm really curious like what the cost of entry is for that kind of education.
Yeah.
But the main thing I found was really interesting. She said that her sugar daddy paid off all of her student debt, which is fucking cool. And she will post screen caps of transactions, like printed bank statements. I remember one thing she was writing about was that she had 5 online BFs, so like online boyfriends, but she's really good about putting it in quotes. The main like courses she's been advertising is online girlfriend courses. She's really careful about not using any specific language. She'll do SD, she'll do online boyfriend.
I wonder if she runs paid ads. And that's why she uses such like...
That's interesting.
Because you can't have anything that
No, you can't have anything
like
at all.
Sexy sex work. Even like when we've tried to run burlesque ads, Google's like, you fucking whores, fuck you.
It was super interesting. So I didn't really go deep on her. I just wanted to shout her out because like I feel like her content pops up a lot if you're looking in this realm, especially on TikTok. The person I did want to talk about is actually someone that I've taken courses from.
Oh.
So her name is Mistress Marley, and she's like a very internet famous dom. She's a pro dom. She is the founder of the Sex Academy, which is what I've taken courses from. On her website, she says she's an educator, activist, event curator, and entrepreneur. But that's all around domination specifically. So it's not like all sugaring, dating specifics.
Is there a lot of like financial domination stuff?
Yes. It's pro dom, it's fin dom, and it's sugar vibes. She got really, really famous for a viral tweet, which I wanted to show you. I only have a screen cap. It was a Snapchat. It got tweeted. And Mistress Marley found it because it's of herself. It's her walking around a white man on a leash on all fours at homecoming. And she, again, college homecoming, not high school homecoming.
Yeah.
She's like, that's not my sugar daddy. It's my sub, LOL. He pays for me to control him. And then like a little angel emoji. But like, look, since then she's been interviewed like a shit ton. She was in Playboy and she was in Vice, New York Times, New York Post, Essence. She was on Refinery 29 and BuzzFeed. Like she blew up on.
So she probably won't want to come on this podcast.
No. Although today she released her first episode of her podcast.
Oh my God. That's so cool.
I was researching. It's her and 2 other pro doms talking about their work. It's called Dom in the City.
I love that.
Which is so cute.
That's awesome.
It was magical. And obviously, like, her work is Dom forward, but she does talk about sugar dating and being a sugar baby. But she has, like, a YouTube. She had this great long video about how she turned a, like, sugar daddy dating person, whatever, into a sugar sub. I'm guessing there is a layer of the dating element, the company and entertainment element, but it has, like, the lens of a BDSM dynamic. The way she teaches people is through Patreon. She has 4 like specific topics she covers. One of them is sugar dating, essentially. So you can do individual ones, like if you want FinDom or ProDom or sugar dating. And she covers so much. But on the sugaring specific Patreon, she covers vocabulary. She covers types of scams to avoid, which I think is a really big deal. She even like built out examples of profiles you can make for vanilla dating sites to target potential sugar daddies. She also tells stories from her experiences, which I think are great. And she has an article on how to set boundaries. She talks about what red flags to keep your eyes out for, and just like generally like professional advice.
Just like great advice.
Across all of them, she talks about like laws, especially like specific to your state. She talks about safety when you're doing sex work, building content scheduling. She gives you examples of like how to run sessions online and in person. Like she's giving the knowledge. And then she also on top of that does group Zoom calls and direct mentorship. But it's like so interesting to see someone who's like giving advice more or less for free and then like fully shaming people for sex work, and someone who's like, I'm doing this work, let me share the knowledge with the caveat that I'm also always still learning. She's very clear about that.
Yeah.
And she's like, just pay me for my time and my knowledge and we can all like fucking do this together. We can all grow together.
And let's get this straight. Everyone is always learning. Even if you're like the CEO of a top company, you're learning every day. Like, I don't think you're ever like done learning for your job. Like, you're never like too good at like, and I guess it could be different. You could like move on from your job or like, oh, I've kind of like grown out of this thing, but like I don't think you're ever done learning.
Professional development is always,
because things are always changing. The game is always changing. So how could you ever be done learning?
Exactly. I just appreciate it, especially when people are like in the educator position, to be like, this is what I know right now.
Yeah, it's very honest. Yeah, I like that. And like when you become an escort or a stripper or sugar whatever, there's no instructional guide. There's no
almost never
work training, especially for like California. If you're a stripper at a strip club, you're an employee, but there's no like training for that job.
No, and I'm sure you're not even like made aware of your fucking rights.
Not at all.
As an employee.
I'm like, what do I do? And
there's no fucking handbook.
You give a lap dance. I'm like, okay. They're like, women know how to do that.
There's no afternoon in the back where you watch harassment videos.
They show you how to harass. They're like, here's how you harass your colleague strippers who are the ones paying your bills.
It's wild. It's wild to see like the growth of these lifestyles online and how people engage with it, learn from it, capitalize on it, fucking do it. I'm sure like she is also gaining clients through her visibility online.
So if anyone wants Kitty to pee on them,
find me, hydrate me.
You can feed you with water.
That's ice, baby. Ice, baby.
You know what it is.
You know how it does.
We are fundraising for these kits to distribute to street-based sex workers and or survival sex workers who would benefit from them. And these kits, they are little condom lube packets, which are so cool. A packet of mouthwash, or several packets of mouthwash in the condoms, and wipes, and a taser. And yeah, so we're hoping to fundraise to put these kits together and distribute locally in the Bay Area.
Okay, and where do they donate?
They donate on our PayPal.
I mean, basically, Barbie had a conversation with an acquaintance of ours who used to distribute condoms just as they're in their neighborhood. Similar neighborhood right here, there are plenty of people who are working, and it would just be nice to be able to fucking give a gift, basically. Like,
give a gift, and like they're things that like I really use and appreciate on the job, that I have the luxury of using and appreciating, and like, you know, just like experimenting in some
mutual aid.
Yeah.
I cannot stress enough how like this is Candi/Barbie's project that I want to help in, and that we have a couple friends who also want to help it, because it's dope and it's something nice to do. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
There's TikTok, Instagram.
Send it to a friend.
Twitter. Send it to a friend. Send it to an enemy.
Send it to your cat.
Send it to your mom, but not our moms.
Send it to me.
I'd take it. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Milk you later. Okay, wait. There's Frostine, Princess Lolly.
That should be you.
There's Grandma Nut.